During the summer, I had a conversation with a potential client who said, I just want to be famous. I only want to be famous. This is my number one goal. And I felt that she was really coming to personal brand building with the wrong direction and the wrong angle. I want you to lead with value. I want you to lead with inspiration. And I want you to keep building your personal brand, but I want you to not be thinking about it always being fame. Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Kelly Lundberg Show. Why fame is not the first goal when it comes to personal branding. So this topic came around because during the summer, I had a conversation with a potential client who said, I just want to be famous. I only want to be famous. This is my number one goal. And I felt that she was really coming to personal brand building with the wrong direction and the wrong angle. So I wanted to discuss the myth of fame and why it shouldn't be the primary goal when it comes to your personal brand strategy. In a world right now where social media can literally be bought overnight and social media sensations can be literally created within 24 hours or 7 days and things can go viral, I have to say it's so rare that that happens and that it's long lasting. So I want to focus on what we mean by fame and the difference between building impact, influence versus something that might be a little bit more short-lived when it comes to, hey, I'm famous. So first of all, fame can bring visibility, it can bring presence, it can bring so much opportunity, but it can also lead to a lot of scrutiny and pressure. You know, once upon a time, when we're talking about celebrities and famous people, it was sort of reserved for movie stars, it was reserved for athletes or musicians, but nowadays it's very different. So it's really crucial to understand the difference between famous and being respected for being an expert or recognized for your work and your values. I remember a couple of years ago, I had a call with a potential client in Saudi Arabia. And he was saying to me he was very nervous about launching his personal brand, which I hear a lot from clients. You have to be very vulnerable and be open to sharing things that, putting yourself out there that you've never really done before. And when I said to him, what aspect is it that you're most nervous about? His answer surprised me because he said, I'm really scared that when I hit the button of launching my personal brand, that it's going to be as famous as Kim Kardashian's. Now, there was part of me that didn't want to laugh, great, I love a big goal. But two, there was also another part of me going, the reality of creating a personal brand that has the reach of the Kardashians per se, who shot to sort of fame in their kind of first show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, that launched in 2007. And they have done so many collaborations, Kim in particular, and all of the girls have collaborations to actually grow their personal brands. I think Skims, where their reach on digital presence has grown far beyond what they started with. So I don't want people to get caught up in that kind of success literally happens overnight. It takes time to build it up. Whilst fame may be seen as glamorous, it may be seen as understanding that, with that comes a price. Loss of privacy. You will find that there's unrealistic expectations out there, and keeping up with the perfect image, that's not always easy. I would say the most important aspect is the transient nature. Fame can be so fleeting, and what's popular today will be forgotten tomorrow. So making it a really unreliable foundation for your personal brand. I really want to support clients with a sustainable personal brand journey that has longevity, and building it on solely fame is not the right way to go around. So if fame isn't the goal, then what is it and what should you be focused on? And the answer lies in authenticity and value that you bring to your audience. And I think that's so important. So authenticity, something that people are so scared to really open up about, vulnerability, that your authentic personal brand should be a reflection of who you truly are. Prioritize being genuine. You then attract the right audience and the audience that actually resonates with you. If you can't stay true to yourself, your personal brand doesn't last. And then the sustainable part, it goes. Value creation. So instead of focusing on becoming famous, think about how you can provide value to your audience, whether that's through education, inspiration, or entertainment. And building relationships. I think this is so overlooked. Engaging with your audience, meaningful relationships lead to organic growth and recognition. And looking at platforms where you can do this, that's not just maybe TikTok and Instagram, but potentially through platforms like LinkedIn, where fostering longer lasting relationships is something that is expected if you want to grow. So some actionable steps, if you're thinking, do you know what, maybe I was thinking fame and I need to be thinking more of a sustainable long-term strategy, what do you need to be considering? I would say personal brand values. For me, this underpins everything. These are the pillars of your personal brand. Write them down because ultimately this is your message, this is your actions, and this is what your brand truly reflects. It resonates deeply with your audience, and I see it through your personal brand biography. I see it through the content you share. I see it in the way that you engage with people one-on-one, to the way that you engage with people on stage. Really hone in on these and own them, and that will make one part of the authenticity process so much easier. Secondly, I want you to think about storytelling. Now, this is something that I've dived deeper into other podcasts. I've linked this in the show notes here as well. We've also had podcast guests on that have talked about storytelling in detail. I've also linked this in the show notes as well. So the ability to make sure that you are a great storyteller and communicator, because this is how people can learn from you. This is how people build trust from you. And this is something that you need to practice. Working on a story bank, working on your origin story so that people are able to emotionally connect with you on a deeper level. I would also say collaborate with unlikely partners. So what do I mean by unlikely partners? I think people think when I say unlikely, not suitable, and I don't mean that. I want you to think about people outside your typical industry that you're in. Who can you collaborate with that might be alongside what you're doing, but maybe slightly different? So outside your industry, because this will then give you cross-pollination that can introduce you to new audiences, new ways, different perspectives. And I remember doing this years ago when I had my personal styling agencies. We're talking 15 years ago, maybe even longer, where I looked at the business and payment structure of PTs compared to personal stylists. And I looked at when I was hiring a PT, I'd buy 10 sessions and you just block book them. And I remember thinking at the time, why can't I do that as a stylist? Why do people just need to do it as a one-off or just 2 hours? If you want to consistently get great results, like you want to get consistently great results with a PT, then you hire a stylist more regularly. This was a game changer for my business 15 years ago that resulted in better cash flow and ultimately a better bottom line. I would say the last one is stay true to yourself. It is so easy to be attracted by different things that are going on. But remember, come back to the reason and the purpose why you're doing this. Don't forget that, because that will allow you to be able to continue to grow, but grow as authentically you. So that brings me to wrapping up now and saying, how are you thinking about your personal brand? I want you to lead with value. I want you to lead with inspiration. And I want you to keep building your personal brand, but I want you to not be thinking about it always being fame. Fame, 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 as in the song. I loved the song, by the way, in the 80s, but I'm not running my personal brand ethos by this. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you got some valuable tips out of this, or it's made you think a little bit more, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's all for now. See you in the next episode. Bye. Wondering which platform is best for building your personal brand on? LinkedIn is the place to be. Many of my clients, as well as people that I meet at events, are often really nervous and don't know where to start when it comes to getting out content and building relationships on this fantastic social media platform. And that's exactly why I created How to Grow Your Personal Brand on LinkedIn. I actually got that name from Instagram when I asked my followers which one did they think was the best. That was the one they chose. This course is designed to help you share content that's personal and professional, that connects with your personal brand values, but more than that, just how can you grow long-lasting relationships on a platform with people all over the world. For my listeners, or for those that are watching this, I'm offering this 9-step module, which is really easy to complete in the next couple of hours for just $47. Click the link below, purchase it straight away, and then come and say hi on LinkedIn. I'd love to see what you've updated.